Hi, welcome to my desktop and video. I meant to say welcome to my video. Yeah. So it's been a while I hadn't done a video, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Ubuntu 25.10. And I gotta say, it's actually a pretty good desktop. I was using NixOS, Fedora, Arch Linux, and Linux Mint before I went to Ubuntu. I try not to distro hop, but I do distro hop a lot. So I just went back to Ubuntu, and I'm going to stick with Ubuntu. I know I say this with a lot of distributions, but Ubuntu is, or Ubuntu, or however people say it, you know what I mean, right? So let's just keep it at that. So this distribution, it's been around since 2004. So yeah, I use it since I use it when it first came out. I used it for a while actually. When I first started using Linux, I started using Linux in 2000 with Canonical and Debian. And I forgot I put something in the oven. Be right back. So let's just get back to my topic here. So I've been using Ubuntu a lot in the past, over the years. I also use Arch Linux. Probably the two most distributions that I use the most in the last 25 years using Linux is probably Ubuntu and Arch Linux are probably the two main distributions that I really like and use a lot. I'm not really too much of a fan of Arch Linux anymore. I don't hate it. I think it's a good distribution. It's just not for me. Just like I really like NixOS. I think it's a very good distribution. I like a lot of things in NixOS. I think NixOS is probably my favorite distribution overall. But I can't deal with the politics behind NixOS. And I have mentioned this in the previous videos in the past. And I like the distribution. I just don't have any faith with the distribution with the current developers as it is now. That's just how I feel with it. Nothing against anybody with the system. It's just I just don't have any confidence in the development of NixOS the way it's going currently. So I went to Ubuntu because I have a lot more confidence in Canonical over most distributions. And I know Canonical is not perfect either, right? They're a UK based company that does Ubuntu, and I just think Ubuntu has always been one of my favorite distributions. I always liked their desktop. I always liked their innovation things, like doing like the Ubuntu mobile phone, which did not work out, but I just like their innovation as that they actually try to do stuff, even though it failed in the end, which kind of sucks, but I still think that they're always striving to, innovate. And I think Ubuntu always been doing that over the years with the Unity desktop, trying to make their own GNOME 3 style shell because they weren't happy with GNOME 3. And GNOME 3, I gotta admit, it was quite the mess, right? I find GNOME nowadays is not too bad, but with the Ubuntu polish, with their dock that they have, and they got the system tray, desktop icons. These are all extensions, by the way, but it's all integrated with the Ubuntu GNOME desktop. And I gotta say, I always like the Ubuntu. I can't even say the name anymore. Ubuntu desktop always been pretty nice. And also, I'm really interested in what they're doing with the GNU Core Util software being rewritten in Rust. And I know a lot of people are complaining about it. Some actually like it, some don't like it. And to be fair, I don't really see any difference. It works like how it did work in the past, but I do find it interesting that they're rewritten in old utilities that we used to have with GNU Linux, and I think that it is smart to actually rewritten a lot of these old programs, because GNU been around for over 40 years, but it doesn't mean like keep patching, updating software. I don't know the reason behind why they're renewing everything, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't. I think Linux needs to be more modernized, and I find that redesigning it doesn't make a bad thing. Just like most distributions are using systemd, a lot of people at the time were against systemd, but I don't think systemd is that bad, to be honest. I think it's actually a good addition to Linux. And I also think Wayland is a good addition to Linux desktops, which not everybody's going to agree on that because some people are just hardcore fans of X11. But a lot of X11 fans forgot that, like Xorg it's still not the most buggy, free, and stable desktop, protocol server, whatever you want to call it. Wayland is a lot newer than Xorg, and to be honest, personally, I find Wayland works really good. Okay, not everybody likes Wayland, but I like Wayland. If they would call Wayland X12, people probably would like it a lot better than the name Wayland. Just saying. Anyways, they should have just called it X12 because it's basically the same developers that maintain Xorg are the people that are basically maintaining Wayland. They're doing it all. So, yeah. To hate one of the protocols, but it's done by the same people. I don't know. Anyways, people complain when things are buggy and stuff like that. Just look at macOS 26. It's a real mess. Buggy, a lot of bugs, and the UI of macOS 26, it is very terrible. I find GNOME does a better UI. I'll be right back. Well, actually, I'll just finish this video. Ubuntu 25.10 is a very good distribution. It's basically, Ubuntu is basically Ubuntu. Just a little bit of changes with, upgraded GNOME, upgraded, like the icon's a little bit upgraded, I noticed. And, yeah, it works really well. And I think people should check out Ubuntu and give it a fair shot. I think it works really well. And until next time, hope to make more videos, or more videos more often than I usually do. But that's basically what I've been up to. That's basically what I've been using, been playing around with, and yeah, I think the Ubuntu team is doing a good job. So keep up the good work. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.